You're watching our Media Network.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
Under the Messiah, justice. Look at somebody and say justice on today. Listen, everybody wants it, but not everybody can have it, huh? Nobody wants to be on the receiving end of it, but without it, it ain't fair, okay? So today, we're going to shout about justice. Today, we are talking about justice in love, in legacy, in politics, in church, and in these internet streets. And I'm so excited on today. We're going to pivot. I have an amazing special guest that's going to help you get you to your dream home. All that and more on the Daryl Walter Show. Y'all get your snacks, get your Coke, get your water, get your libations, and come on back. I'll see you in a few, huh? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Daryl Walter Show, and I am your host, Daryl Walter. Listen, where faith meets culture, accountability meets conversation, and we're not afraid to say the quiet part out loud. As I always say, have be a blessed in the mess, okay? I always feel like, yes, we are talking about hot topics. We are talking about the mess, but the goal of the Daryl Walter Show is not only to talk about it, but to be better after it, to get the lessons, get the gold out of it and just move forward. So, yes, we're going to talk about everything. We're going to talk about it except for that State of the Union. Because we're not going to talk about it, huh? Okay, let's just get into it. We're going to talk about the revenge, the bitterness, the cancellation, the drama, and all of that, okay? So let's get into, let me not forget, after today is the last pre-recorded show. Listen, I want to thank y'all because it's been thousands of y'all out there that have been tuning into the Daryl Walter Show. I am not only humbled, but I am encouraged. So starting next week, we're going to be live. That means you're going to get to interact with me live. You're going to get to interact with the hot topics. You're going to get to comment and say it so I can respond, because it's been crazy in these streets right now, okay? It's been crazy like this bun is crazy. So, Y'all make sure you tune in. Do me a favor. Click like, click share. Make sure you follow Pyro Media Network. Make sure you follow me on all social media outlets because we are evolving and we are growing from here. Shout out to my production team. Shout out to Kwame. Shout out to Samuel. Shout out to everybody working behind the scenes to make all of this look easy in front of y'all, okay? So without further ado, let's just get straight into the church tea, the hot topics, starting off with Marvin Sapp. Marvin Sapp is engaged. After 16 years of being single, he is engaged to Dr. Laboris Cole, who's also a prophet. Um, and before the church mothers clutch their pearls, let me tell the full story. His late wife, Dr. Melinda Sapp, passed away at just 43 years old after a long battle with colon cancer. And let me pause right here out there to y'all. Listen, go get checked for colon cancer. Don't wait till 50. I don't know who needs to hear this. This is a message to y'all. If you are under 50, 45, 43, 40, listen, we're losing a lot of our younger generation to this, and it can be prevented by going to get checked. So I'm just saying it out loud. Go get checked. Okay. You'll thank me later. Okay. But long story short, he was married to Melinda. She helped build the ministry. She helped build the brand. She helped build the man. He's been a widower of 16 years, and now his children help plan the proposal. We are happy for him. We celebrate his engagement. This is where it gets messy. Oh, Jesus, help me today. I'm not a fan of Marvin Sapp. Two songs I love. You Are God and God Alone, and One Thing That I Desire, and I Will Seek After. Love the songs. Not my favorite person. You know, he's been caught up in some of the drama with raising money and all of that stuff. But congratulations. Okay. I feel like I'm not alone on this. It could be me. I don't know. But let's normalize joy after loss. Amen. Hallelujah. We celebrate you, Pastor Marvin, and we celebrate you on your new journey of happiness. By the way, y'all go Google her. She is a preacher, but she's like one of those like loud preachers. Anyways, let's move on to more things, Kwame. She's loud. I didn't even want to put the video up, but congratulations. And also, he has a type. That's no shade, but he has a type. You know, he likes what he likes, and we celebrate that for you, Marvin Sapp. I ain't mad at you. Get what you need, Doc. Huh? Get what you need. Hopefully, that'll help him hit the right notes and make him a better singer. No shade. All right, amen. Let's move on to Jesse Jackson. Listen. Last week talked about Jesse Jackson, and civil rights leader, as he is being memorialized this week. He will not lie in state at the U.S. Capitol after House Speaker Mike Johnson denied his request. I know. Okay, first of all, let me say a lot of you young people don't appreciate Jesse Jackson for who he is and what he has done. Let me just park right there and just say that real quick. Y'all don't understand the road and the doors that Jesse Jackson has opened. Okay, now insiders say it wasn't political. Other requests have been denied, like Charlie Kirk. No surprise, girl. Why would you lie? Why would you lie in state? We wasn't looking for you. Anyways, but historically, Rosa Parks, activist, lied in state. Senator John Lewis lied in state. They were granted the honor. So the question becomes, who decides which legacy is worthy of marble floors and which one stays in community walls, huh? So let me just help y'all. If you want to pay your respects, which I'm sure will be online, there will be 2 days of lying in the state at Rainbow Push in Chicago, a people celebration at the House of Hope services in South Carolina and DC. And let me just say this. If the Capitol won't celebrate him, the people will. Because we stand together and we're going to celebrate our own. Justice doesn't always have to come from institutions. We're not looking for y'all to celebrate us, okay? Because you don't celebrate us anyways. Sometimes it comes from the culture. And what I know, one thing for certain, two things for sure, we're going to celebrate and remember the great, the icon, Reverend Jesse Jackson. Continue to rest in peace. Continue to be our ancestor. Okay, let's move forward. Speaking of ancestors, the Isaac Hayes estate. Some of y'all don't appreciate Isaac Hayes. Some of y'all don't know who he is. But a lot of y'all are here because of Isaac Hayes' music, huh? The estate of Isaac Hayes has reached a settlement with the president, with that man next to him, over alleged use of the song "Hold On, I'm Coming Home" during his campaign events. And see, that's the problem. And it was reportedly used 133 times. This is the problem I have. We have. Y'all cutting us out. Y'all cutting, DEI. Y'all doing us wrong. But without us, where would you be? Come on, somebody. Where would you be without our music, without our inventions, without our help? We breastfed your children. Let me calm down. I'm excited. Let me calm down. I'm sorry. But facts are facts. Okay. Anyways, the estate says they are satisfied with the outcome, which means they got the money. They ain't gonna say it. No details have been released. Okay. And sometimes justice looks like that. Look at your neighbor and say, sometimes justice just looks like that. It just is what it is. I ain't mad at y'all. And hopefully the son can use that money for that social media project he's working on. No press conference, no shouting, just to resolve. Okay. I'm gonna leave it alone. Hopefully the son uses that money for that social media project that he's working on. Okay. Now, let's move on to this controversy, because I got a problem with this. The BAFTA controversy. Okay. Now, hold on here. Recently, at the BAFTA Film Awards, which is the British Awards for film, television. Hold on. Kwame, what does BAFTA stand for? That's on me. Anyways, the British Awards. He gonna tell me later. What had happened was at the BAFTA Film Awards, a guest with Tourette syndrome shouted out a racial slur while Michael B. Jordan and Daryl were presenting. I don't even know if we should play the clip. Let's just play the clip. Wait, if we play the clip, are we gonna get clipped for playing the clip? Let's play the clip.
Good evening. Daryl and I are delighted to be presenting the first BAFTA of the night for a vital part of movie making.
We're here to celebrate the artists who expand what's possible on screen.
You may have heard some strong and offensive language tonight. If you've seen the film I Swear, you will know that film is about the experience of a person with Tourette syndrome. Tourette syndrome is a disability, and the tics you've heard tonight are involuntary, which means the person who has Tourette syndrome has no control over their language. We apologize if you were offended.
Okay, listen. First of all, let me start off by saying that the BAFTA stands for the British Academy of Film and Television and Arts. Thank you, production. There's so many things to break down here. First of all, why does it seem like people with Tourette and dementia, especially us, not us, them, why does it seem like when they got Tourette's, the first thing they resort to is nigga and all kind of derogatory stuff? Like, I'd be so confused. Like, how come it's not like strong black man or like we love you? It's always like the most terrible shit. That's the only way I can say. I never understand it. And then there are so many people in the social media streets. Well, you don't understand. Okay, he has Tourette's. And the sad part is he excused himself from the show. They didn't kick him out. He voluntarily left throughout because he realized I said some ignorant stuff that I shouldn't have said. But why does it always seem like, and y'all help me out with this, don't it seem like people with dementia, like the white people, I just got to talk. It just seems like the white people, when they get dementia, all of a sudden everybody's a slave. Right? Am I lying? It seems like the white, and how many black people do you know with Tourette? Like, help me out. How many black people with Tourette? I'm sure they're out there. I'm sure somebody's gonna come in my comments and be like, my cousin got Tourette. But does she come out and say cracker, cracker, cracker? Jesus help me. Amanda Seals was online and she said black people shouldn't even be going to the BAFTAs. And I disagree with her. Like, that ain't what it's about. And listen, BBC later apologized for not editing out that clip. That's the other issue. There was a 2-hour delay where they were able to edit out people who were protesting Free Palestine. They were able to edit other stuff. But for some reason, they didn't edit out this man with Tourette screaming out nigga. Anyways, Tourette's is real. Okay, shout out to my people suffering with Tourette. We see you. Okay, neurological conditions are real. But let's be clear, so is impact. Because let me tell you something, Tourette or not, what you're not going to do is call. Help me, Holy Ghost. Because Tourette or not, you're gonna find out today what it is. You're gonna really find out today what it is, baby. Go ahead on and slip with Tourette. Or if you got dementia, go ahead on and slip with it. And find out how I flip with it. Whew, shake it off, Daryl. Anyways, editing would have protected that moment. Okay, so racism is real and alive. Okay, Tourette's are not. And I have compassion and for the people who are going through what they are going through with their conditions, but also accountability can exist at the same time. Compassion and accountability can exist at the same time. Speaking of compassion and accountability, the DL Whisperer. Now, y'all know I done had this man on my prayer list in the past. Behind bars, girl. Behind bars, arrested. Girl, no bail. Bail denied. Because you was talking all that mess. Because you was talking all that mess, okay? Because you was talking all that mess, okay? But you found out. You found out that Tasha K ain't your friend. And you found where to go find me now, girl? Huh? Look at that. Bring that mugshot. Bring that mugshot back to the front of the line so I can roast her real quick. Girl, the DL Whisperer. The only thing you whispering right now is where's the lube. The only thing you whispering right now.
I would have been
swallowed up? Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming?
Overwhelming. Like the flooding you about to experience. Okay, stop it, Daryl. That's too much. That's too much. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, the DL Whisperer, aka Naquan Durag Palmer, self-proclaimed DL Whisperer, has been arrested on 1 count of aggravated stalking. What? His bail was denied. He remains in custody pending court. An order of protection had been filed by T.S. Madison. But let's be clear, this charge has nothing to do with that order of protection. Okay. His girls, all the people that support him. Let me be clear. This man is a mess. He's not only he a mess, but I'm gonna say, just from my intuitive nature, he is someone that doesn't know himself. And he is seeking attention. And let me just park right here. A lot of y'all out there that want to be influencers, a lot of y'all out there that want to get likes and get views, y'all want to get likes and get views based off of nothing. What do I mean? Y'all want to get likes and views at the cost of yourself. But if you knew yourself, you wouldn't have to get likes and views off of yourself. Because I'm over here 20,000 followers, and I ain't never had to embarrass myself like that. I ain't never had to throw somebody under the bus like that. Okay. I ain't never had to drove by somebody's house and embarrass myself and talking about people and talking about the trans community. And let me say, I stand with the trans community. I stand with the dolls. I stand with my people. Let's just have a conversation real quick. Men who date trans women are not automatically gay. Y'all not gonna like it. I know y'all not gonna like it, but see, y'all don't want to be educated. Y'all want to fight in the streets, and that's okay. Because the truth is the truth, and sometimes the truth hurts, okay? Sexual orientation and attraction are more nuanced than than the DL Whisperer. And an uneducated nigga with the funky do-rag at that. You can smell that shit through the phone. This man pisses me off. He pisses me off because he is causing damage. He is causing danger. And look where he found himself, behind bars. He faces up to 1 to 10 years, okay, for harassment. And let's be very clear, harassment is not activism. Misgendering people is not activism. It don't make you better than nobody else. And okay, calm down, Daryl, because see, this is the old Daryl coming out. But you keep pandering to these straight women who don't give a damn about you. Justice protects people, including trans women, from harm, intimidation, and obsession, disguised as your funky ass commentary. Satan, the Lord rebuke you today. Just can't stand a fake ass homosexual. It just because look at you. Bring that mugshot back up. You did all that talking. You did all that woofing. And with that smirk off your face, I hope somebody slaps it off of you. Anyways, hopefully this will teach him something. It'll show him something. I don't even know why. I don't know why, Lord. We don't know why. Like, who is he? How did he become famous? Like, girl, who? You know, this man had the nerve to say he had a relationship with Vincent Herbert. I know Vincent and Tamar just looked at that like Vincent would never. Even if Vincent did, do you think you would be the one? Girl, your face is dusty. Your dreads are nappy. Your breath is hash. I know DL men have better taste. Straight women, hear me out. DL men have better taste. A dusty man sitting in the corner out of nowhere. Okay, let me move on. I'm going to move on. Okay. Lastly, Bishop Bernard Jordan suing Larry Reid. I gotta say, this is kind of sad. This is kind of sad, confusing. This is sad and confusing at the same time, okay? E. Bernard Jordan has filed an $80 million defamation lawsuit, originally in the Southern District of New York on February 10th, 2026, with multiple defendants, which I have been informed I cannot name them. But some of them are influencers. Some of them are people that you know. Some of them are people that you don't know. But I will say this. This is bigger than the defendants. So don't get caught up in the people named in this lawsuit. I will say that I actually have followed some of these people. I actually know some of these people within reason, and I believe that they are all innocent. Okay. But Larry, oh, Larry, he is a defendant. Woo! Now, Larry, now, okay, here's the thing. Larry and Bernard Jordan, Larry was Bernard's mentee. Okay. Bernard was Larry's mentor. At some point, Larry said, you know what? I'm good. I don't need your mentorship anymore. I'm going to move on. Okay. Y'all remember, if you look at my past shows, I talked about them. This is a picture from them having a run-in. They ran into each other at the mall, which, let me just say this. Nothing happens by accident. Nothing happens by accident. Okay. So there have been insinuations. There have been online statements. Larry done said a lot. Larry done said, keep my name out your mouth. But here's the thing. I think at the end of the day, this is really, I consulted a friend of mine. I won't say his name, but I said, hey, what's going on with this? You know about this. You're connected with this more than I am. And he texted me back and he said, this is a bitter mentor. And I don't think it's a bitter mentor, but let me just say this. I haven't seen it, and maybe y'all have, but I've never seen it where a mentee says, I no longer need your mentorship. I don't want you to be my mentor. I'm walking away. I've never seen like a mentor-menteeship severed. I may have seen where, you grow, maybe you don't have as much contact, maybe there's not as much interaction, but once a mentee, like I have one mentor right now in my life. And let me say this also, as we talk about this, you are never too old to have a mentor. If there are things you want to achieve in life, if there are places that you want to go in life, get you a mentor. Get you somebody that can direct you and help you, but be wise in your choice. I'm not going to say too much on Larry. I used to be a part of the Reformation. I used to be a follower. I don't follow Larry. But I have nothing bad to say about him per se. I will say this. Lord, my production told me to move on. Let me say this. What you say about others is a direct reflection of who you are. What you say about others is a direct reflection of who you are. Okay. This is Larry's third lawsuit. And you know what they say about 3 times. He done been sued by 2 other people. We know who they are. If you don't Google it, I'm not even going to bring their names up because I don't want no smoke. But this is a third lawsuit. And what I will say, this one is going to have, yeah, this is going to be the one. Allegedly. I can't say too much else on it. I probably done said too much. My production has already advised me to shut up about it. So I'm going to shut up and move on. And we're going to go to commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to have my special guest, Brandin Cureton. Did I say that right? Lord help me today, Jesus. Yes, Brandin Cureton. We're going to talk about some stuff because listen, some of y'all out here because of Brandin, you're going to buy your first house, okay? So do what you got to do, and I'll see y'all when we get back.
Hey, it's Dr. Nicole D. Vick from Dr. Victorious, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
What's going on, y'all? It's Kwame Speaks from Kwame Speaks Live, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
Bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, bring it up, up. Bring it back, bring it back, bring it back. Bring it back, bring it up, up.
Listen, y'all, welcome back to the Daryl Walter Show. I am your host, Daryl Walter. And before I introduce my guest, let me just reiterate, we are going live. We're going to be live starting next week. I am so excited because many of you have, y'all ready to talk to me, interact with me, hear what I got to say in real time about the subjects and what we're talking about. So y'all make sure you come back and support me, okay? And make sure you follow, you like, you share, you comment on Power Media Network, and make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at I am Daryl Walter, okay? Listen, today's guest embodies strategy, vision, and economic empowerment. Since 2006, my boy Brandin has been a dynamic force in real estate, and he has been serving elite media executives, entrepreneurs, and creatives with what he calls exquisite service, okay? He is the founder of Cureton Concierge, now the Cureton Group, chief design officer for 3 Gents events, and in 2025, he became an author with Plan, Save, Buy, blending literacy and home ownership education for the next generation. And may I just say, for the now generation, Brandin isn't just selling homes, he is building legacy. Brandin, Cureton, welcome to the Daryl Walter Show. Brandin, welcome to the show. How are you doing today?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for having me. I'm really excited for one. I'm really excited to have you on the show because I feel like you are in a space where you are evolving from not just the real estate concierge, not just from luxury real estate, but you are evolving into this entrepreneur and dare I say somebody who is making a space and a force on social media. So, one, I just want to say thank you for coming on the show. Let me ask you, for the people out there who are following the Daryl Walter Show, for the people out there who don't know who you are, who is Brandin?
Oh, well, first off, thank you for that introduction. I'm like, I need a clip of that forever. So I do appreciate that, and I receive it. I am I'm many things, and above all, I am a learner, a lover, and I incorporate those things into business, family, friendship, and that's really me, an overall Renaissance man. I am grateful to be able to do so many things and have done so many things and just live life.
I love your humility. I love how humble and simple you are. But we gonna talk our shit today, okay? Because listen, I've read your bio. I have gotten to know you. And since 2006, you entered the real estate game and you have quietly been successful. So what I want for you to do is just take us back to 2006. And who was Brandin then in 2006 and when you first stepped into the real estate game?
Well, 2006, I was 18 and I was a firecracker. I'll be honest. I'm from Detroit. I came out very early, like 14, 15, and I just knew the things that I wanted. And at that time, I didn't even call it real estate. It was just more so helping my family with the property and land that they own. My grandfather was big on buying property. Very old school. He would, buy houses in cash. The house I grew up in was actually supposed to be my mom's inheritance, but he ended up giving it to her while he was still alive. And we still have that house. And so it started really in property management. And then slowly throughout life, I would say like my first solo real estate experience was Airbnb, where I had started managing Airbnbs, and I was just on a whim. A friend asked me to do it, and I was like, why not? And that's like a lot of my life where somebody asked me to do something. I'm like, you know what? Why not? And I ended up becoming very successful with the Airbnb. Like always being rated a super host. I was in beta programs. Made a lot of money with Airbnb. And from there, when I moved to Atlanta, one of my concierge clients wanted to buy a property in Atlanta and asked me how much would I charge to basically be their eyes and ears on the ground because they were in California. And, I gave them a price. They paid it. I did it. And at the end, the day of signing, the day of closing, we met up and she was like, I would have, that deal would have gone bad if it weren't for you. I think you have a knack for real estate. I think you should go to real estate school. And then it was like, you know what? Why not? And I went to real estate school. I got licensed in 2018, and that's what I've been doing primarily for the last 8 years.
Number one, what I love about your story is that how available that you are to change and to move. You know, you talk about the Airbnb, you talk about legacy, and then you talk about moving into real estate. And what I heard throughout all of that is like, you know what? Why not? What I want to ask you, when did you realize that you weren't just selling homes, that you were building a brand?
Today. No, no, just kidding. That is a great question. Thank you for that question. I would say, if I'm being 100% honest, it never occurred to me because it's me, and that is probably a very corny answer, but it really is just me. I love sharing information. I love sharing knowledge. I really love like helping people make dreams come true. I always ask people like, what's a big dream that you have? What's the biggest dream that you have manifested? I'm really big into manifesting. Or sometimes I'll go live on TikTok and just have people tell me things that they want to manifest and log it. I'm a big energy person. So to answer your question, I don't ever think of it like that. So today, yeah. I'm gonna go with today.
So you like, it just seems like you've just been doing and just being and just flowing through the dream. I feel like there are a lot of people who are watching who are thinking about not just real estate, but they're thinking about changing careers, or they're in a space where they're not sure of what they want to do. With your experience, with your life experience and doing what you do and being so successful at it, what would you say to others if they are on a precipice of making a change or moving into something and they're scared to do it? Because I feel like for you, what I hear from you is that there has been no fear. It has just been, why not?
Well, first I'm going to start off with I have a couple of things that are like within my nature. One, I'm an Aquarius, and two, I have let's say gay audacity.
Okay.
And the gay audacity is an old school trait, but so it just makes me just say okay, because the worst that can happen is it doesn't turn out right, and I have the choice to try it again or never do it again. No harm, no foul. And also, there's a book by John Maxwell. I believe it's called Fail Forward, or he may have done a seminar called Failing Forward. And in one of my sessions with my therapist, she was like, make something bad. Just like intentionally make it bad. And those types of things stuck with me, like fail forward, because I love interviews. I love like celebrity interviews. And most of the time the best things came from like mistakes. So it's like, let's go out there and make some mistakes.
Number one, I love what you said about gay audacity. There's an amazing man, an amazing prolific man of our time, Dr. Daniel Black, and he just talked about for us who are part of the LGBTQIA plus community, we don't have a choice. We are either going to be amazing and fabulous, or we just gonna fail. But I think that's just for a lot of people out there listening, that I think the realization is like, either you gonna make it or you're not gonna make it. So that audacity just really is transcendent. I think it's something that it can speak to anybody who's in a minority group, to women, to people of color who are part of the LGBTQIA plus community, and to anybody who is different outside of the white man. Can I just make it plain? You know, so you have come to this place where you are an entrepreneur, where you're an author, and I want to talk about the book Plan, Save, and Buy, because I feel like you have come to a place where you are not just being successful, but you are in a place where you're like, hey, I can help people. So I want to know what inspired you to take this path of writing this book, taking your knowledge and sharing it with other people.
One, what inspired me to write this book was Brenda Cotton Waters' Purpose Pushers Academy. I had no intentions on writing a book.
Shout out to Brenda. Hey, Brenda.
Go, Brenda. And she was like, hey, get in my program. And I was like, okay, I'm in a program. And I was actually writing a separate book that was based off the work of Dr. Joy DeGruy, whose work is in post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Yes.
And what I wanted to do was make the correlation of African Americans' apprehension to engage with real estate and tie that into post-traumatic slave syndrome, where it is in the DNA to not want to do it. And so I was writing this book, and when I was sharing the book, I kept getting asked, who is this book for? And, you know, I would say who it's for, and they're like, they're not going to read it. I was like, okay. And after I gotten that from so many people who don't talk to each other, I'm like, okay, let me sit with this. And then I started looking into the literacy rates in America. And I learned that over 50% of American adults read at or below a 6th grade level. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting, because you would not give a real estate contract to a 6th grader.
Right.
Yet more than half of the adults read at that level. And so I'm like, it doesn't exclude you. Age and ability does not exclude you from any American process. And so I was like, how could I explain the home buying process to someone with limited reading abilities? I'm also a fan of RuPaul's Drag Race, and Trixie Mattel has a makeup company. And she was quoted in saying that adults like adult things in toy packaging. So I was like, how can I make real estate kid friendly, or basically childlike? And so the book originally was for adults with low literacy. When it came time to publish, shout out to Brenda. Brenda was like, you know, most of those people who are unable to read or don't read as well have resolved to not reading. So they're not going to buy the book. Now, who will buy the book are parents that want to give their kids a leg up and want to put them ahead of the game. And so that is what made the switch for it to be a children's book. And, you know, that's the American dream has always been like a nuclear family, house, picket fence, dog, right? Nice job, nice car. But we're not taught to engage or how to purchase the American dream. Like nobody, I don't know any school that has taught kids how to buy a house. They're doing it. There are some places that are doing it now. I think like Ron Clark Academy is doing something like that. But for the most part, I know I did not learn how to buy a house in grade school. So I'm like, how do we change this? And that's really how Plan Save Buy was born.
I love this for so many reasons. Number one, I think that, and what I'm feeling is that your book is not just for kids, but I think that this conversation this moment that we are having, people are gonna, adults, teenagers, and just people from all walks of life are going to get this book, because this book has made home buying simplified. What I want to know from you, hearing your story, starting with your grandfather, starting with Airbnb, starting with the home that was in the inheritance for your mother, and then writing this book, creating this literature, creating something that is not just a book, but creating something that is life changing. Has this book shifted your perspective on legacy? And if so, how has it shifted that perspective?
That's a great question. This book has shifted my perspective on legacy, because I personally don't want legacy tied to just things. I want legacy tied to ideas and stories and families and things like that. And for me, I come from a small family. So like my family won't exist in like a generation or two, because we're small and we don't reproduce often. So right now I am at the end of the family and like trying to leave things behind that say like, you know, we were here. And I never thought that I would write a book. So it definitely has changed my perspective of legacy and showing myself that it's never too late to change. And we all have something to contribute.
That's so good. That is so good. Okay, final questions. Okay. One, from a real estate point of view, what trends are you excited about in today's real estate market?
I am excited about a lot more cooperative living. You know, having friends buy houses versus spouses, multi-generational family homes, you know, getting back to that community and village-based living. I'm excited about that trend. I'm seeing that a lot more.
Can anybody buy a house? Listen, there's so many people out there who are like, I can't, child, my credit, I don't make enough. Go ahead.
I'm going to bust a myth for everyone watching. Anybody can buy a home. There are mortgages out there for people with credit as low as 580. It's not ideal. You might have to pay more in interest and put more money down. But I'm just saying that anybody can buy a house. There is a loan product for everyone. You just have to find the one that is right for you. But anybody can do it at any point.
And then and not just buying a home, but you are someone who has evolved, and you are now an entrepreneur, you are an author, you are someone who has had many careers. So if someone is listening, right, they want to elevate their career and their life, where should they start?
They should start within. And when I say start within, what does a career mean to you? How do you define a career? What is it that you want? For everyone, it's different. For myself, I needed a career that would allow me to be flexible in other areas in my life. And so I became an entrepreneur by accident. But to anybody out there, pivot, just pivot, because nothing stays the same. The only constant in life is change. So if you are feeling that nudge or something in your gut or in your heart saying, you know what, I should try this, do it, because even if it fails, you can fail forward and fail into something that's for you.
Yeah. Yeah. One, first of all, thank you very much. I don't know if you know how impactful you are, how impactful your book is going to be, and the knowledge that you share, how many people that you are going to help. Um, in closing, as we close out this interview, what do you want the name Brandin to represent? What do you want to be remembered by?
I want to be remembered by the unique love I put out in the world. Speaking of Dr. Black, him and his community gave me the name Hondo, and it means the warrior of the heart. And all my life, I've been credited with having a big heart. And that's what I would like for people to associate Brandin with.
I love that. I so love that. Tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can purchase the book. If they want to buy a home and they want to reach out to you, where can they reach out to you on all the social media platforms?
Listen, you everywhere except for YouTube. You can find me at Brandin Does It. On YouTube is Brandin Does It and the number 1. And you can get Plan Save By on Amazon. They get it to you real soon. And go ahead and follow me. And if you want, DM me. I'm always ready to answer questions and talk a little real estate with you.
Listen, Brandin, thank you for coming on the Daryl Walters Show. I just want you to know, I truly honor the God in you, and I honor who you are. And there's just so much in store for you. You have no idea. Thank you for being an amazing person. And thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. And thank you anytime. I really appreciate being here.
Thank you. All right, y'all, let's get into reflections. Listen, sometimes justice is moving on. Sometimes justice is filing the paperwork. Sometimes justice is remarrying. Sometimes justice is settling. Sometimes justice is saying no. And sometimes justice is just finally saying enough. Sometimes justice is external, and many times justice is internal. Choosing growth over ego, healing over retaliation, and choosing peace over proving a point, y'all. Tonight we talked about love, legacy, lawsuits, language, and liberation. But most of all, I feel like justice isn't about who shouts the loudest. I don't even know if it's about who's right. But what it's really about is being well in your soul. About finding that true balance that no one has to understand. Finding that true balance that isn't always the popular opinion. Justice is about soul wholeness. Look at your neighbor and say, I am whole in my soul. I am right in the light. And always remember, light attracts darkness. So if it feels uncomfortable, baby, that's just your light attracting the dark. So you in the right time, in the right space, in the right moment, y'all. Listen, thank y'all for tuning into the Daryl Walter Show. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at I am Daryl Walter, okay? Listen, the benediction, go forth and be. Go forth and be your best. Go forth and buy that home. Go forth and get that job. Go forth and get that, baby, and be the best that you can be. Listen, if you want to book me, you can email me at iamdarylwalter@gmail.com or reach out to Pyro Media Network. I got you on everything. You want me to sing? You want me to speak? You want me to just come out and stand right there? I got you. But until then, I'll see y'all next week with more drama, with more talk, and with more of the Daryl Walter Show. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.